Thank you for tuning into the RRTB Boxing Show, the Ready Talk Boxing Show. I'm ready, you're ready. It is your show. I'm just a host. For us boxing junkies, come on into this boxing rehab. We are talking Canelo taking on BG as Billy Joe Saunders. Champ versus champ, WBC, WBA Canelo, Billy Joe, the WBO. Now, we're just going to speed rush through it. There's a lot of angles I would like to talk about it, but there's no bullshitting in it. So let's go. The mind games. Is it mind games? Is it excuses for the ring? Who knows what the ring originally was, but what it was, it changed. Do we know Billy Joe Saunders needs a bigger ring to win? We're thinking he does. A known mover. Boxing is known to give Canelo a trouble. A moving boxer is known to, can he beat him? It's always questionable. Can he beat him? Now, Amir Khan boxing was definitely winning those early rounds. He got caught. Kovalev boxing and moving got caught, but definitely winning those rounds. At least to a lot of people. I don't know the judges. The judges is always what you got to worry about with Canelo. We know that. But as far as Billy Joe Saunders, where I think he has the difference I think this fight comes down to it, because everyone brings back the Laura and the Floyd for Canelo. He had hellified trouble. What each of those guys was able to do, what I think it's going to come down to is, can you clinch Canelo? Can you clinch him? You can't move in boxing for 12 rounds. Floyd was able to clinch him when he needed to. Laura kind of lost it in the second half. That's why Canelo was able to throw the hook where he knew Laura was able to escape. He kind of lost the strength to clinch him in the second half. You need to clinch Canelo, because everyone says Billy Joe Saunders don't have enough to keep Canelo off. What if you don't need enough? Just get your points, move, and when you need to, clinch his ass. Score, stop the action. A lot of times, you move on Canelo, you're running. But what if you just run, score, and then clinch? What if you stop the action after the action? All you see is Canelo getting hit. Yeah, he'll land a hard shot here. He'll land a hard shot there. But you start throwing that volume, and Canelo, when Canelo gets hit, his head be snapping. Is he rolling every shot? Canelo head snaps when he gets hit. So action, and clinch. Then Canelo's going to have to stop the escape route, which we know he can do. He's learned where you're going to be. And I think that's what, if you're going to say he did beat Laura on the scorecards and everything, that's where it was given to him at. He was able to throw that punch where it was the escape route. He shuts off the escape route. Billy Joe Saunders is going to have to mix up the left and right movement and clinch. Because I definitely think he could box. You're looking at the shape of Billy Joe Saunders right now. And I don't see a Wolverine performance. I don't see a fucking Shaq Fu D, whatever the dude's name, performance. Not in this shape of a Billy Joe Saunders. I'd be shocked if this shape, Billy Joe Saunders, lays that type of performance. So I'm expecting some movement. I'm expecting some boxing. Like I said, boxing always gives Canelo trouble. Kovalev, Khan, those guys couldn't move, they couldn't clinch. This boxer can move and clinch. Canelo comes forward and he knows how to shut the exit off. He's a great counter puncher. It's going to be all that stuff. Like I said, in order to take away Canelo's strengths, to come forward, the counter punching, you need that ring to move. You gotta make him move his feet to not be able to counter punch as effectively, not be able to come forward as aggressively and effectively. Like I said, against Jacobs, against Triple G, against Advil, he's able to come forward and be very effective because they're not moving. Now, will the movement completely shut down Canelo? Of course, it won't. He'd be able to be effective, but he just won't. He won't be a 99 on a video game Canelo. He might be a fucking 89 on a Canelo. You know what I mean? And any given thing, like I said, was the ring an excuse or was it a mind game? To me, it was a completely mind game because obviously the ring wasn't there. It got under Canelo. Like, fuck it. I wanted an 18-inch or 18-foot ring or a 19-foot ring because I know this motherfucker's going to move. I have a knee brace. I had some knee surgery. I don't feel like, I don't feel like chasing this motherfucker. But then he starts talking like, you know what? Give that motherfucker a 20-foot ring. Give him whatever the fuck it is. It might be a round or two. It might be a round or two. Those extra feet might equal a round or two for Billy Joe Saunders. Who knows? And one more decision to talk about. One more talker point about this fight. No one's talking about it because it just doesn't make sense until you talk about it. Right here on the RRT Boxing Show. I'm ready. You're ready. We're going to talk about it. What is the business decision for this fight? The best profit for this fight? Rob Canelo. Give everything to Billy Joe Saunders. That's the best business move. Canelo is what? A fight-by-fight type deal with DAZN. Like I said, after this, he wants to go to PBC, right? Just on fight basis, not to them, but you know, he come back, whatever. He's a WBA champ. He's the WBC champ. If you let him take Billy Joe Saunders' belt and he leaves DAZN, shit, fuck, you know? Yeah, we got some money for that fight, but hey, if we let Billy Joe Saunders beat Canelo, there's always that rematch money. There's always that attention of Billy Joe Saunders, because remember, there's no more Sky Deal. Everything's on DAZN now with Eddie Hearn and Matchroom. So you throw in all the boxing skills, you throw in the crazy judges that Canelo always gets. You come forward with the fantastic skills of coming forward, counter-punching, beautiful boxing by both boxers. You know, they could both boxers could work the body game, hook game. There is no wrong. Agility-wise, talent-wise, these guys are what? A plus, A to A's, 95s to 92s on point. These guys are equal. You know, they might do this better, that better, but they're all they're 90s to me. So, can Billy Joe Saunders clinch against the Canelo exit punch? What if Canelo goes on the back foot and takes all that movement away from Billy Joe Saunders? Like, you know what? You're moving too much. I'm going on the back foot. You ain't using this fucking ring. What if I want to use this ring, bitch? That'd be crazy to see, right? Billy Joe Saunders can't beat Canelo coming forward. I don't think so. He could do it here and there and clinch him, but I don't think he could beat him. But I'm going to go with the robbery. I'm going to go with DAZN's business move. I think DAZN's going to play. I don't know. I think Billy Joe got enough boxing skills. I think he could clinch. So it's going to be a good enough fight to be a good enough scorecards. Is it gonna be one of those? It could easily be a Canelo beatdown. It could easily be, but I don't think it is. I think these guys are skilled enough to make it a challenging fight. Canelo definitely, like I said, Canelo. It's a waste of time to talk about what these guys could jab, hook. They got the arsenal to do something in round 1 to round 4, figure out the differences and adapt from. They got that. So it's a waste of point to say they could do this. So they're going to adapt to each other. I'm going to go with, it's going to come down to the exit punch and the clinching. I think it's going to be tough enough to say it's a good fight. And I'm going with DAZN's going to rob Canelo to bring his ass back for a rematch. The RRT Boxing Show. I'm your host. Thank you for your time and support. Stay tuned for some more boxing junkie talk. Thank you.